everybody doing today? I'll come back to do another short video for you today. I figured, why not? Because I wanted to show you guys something I did. And I said I was going to come and discuss this a while back. And it has to do with soap, using soap, putting soap on the skin, putting soap on the baby's skin. Okay, now, I'm going to start off and say a newborn baby. Let's start there. Why would anyone want to put soap on a newborn baby? Soap, I don't care who makes it, is drying to the skin. As a lot of you know who have been following me for a long time, I used to make soap all the time. And I was one of those, I thought I made a pretty good, bar soap. Okay, now let me explain something about when you make soap. You do what's called a cold process method, where it will take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks before the soap can become usable, because you have to let the lye evaporate. Now there is a hot process that you can use where you cook the lye out, and that you could do that in like 2 hours. Now that was a process I like to use, because I always wanted to use, when I did use soap, I always wanted to use my soap right away. Okay, now there was this thing called, after you cooked your soap in hot process, you would do this thing called super fatting. You would add extra oils and all that to so-called make the soap moisturizing. But even with super fatting, I found out that it was still drying to the skin, at least to mine. Now the soap I did like a little was that fake black soap that I made, because it had an exfoliating texture to it, and it was good for that. But other than that, I don't care what nobody says, all soap dries your skin, especially bar soap. I have used name brands, before I made soap, like the Caresses and the Doves and all them, and they all dry my skin out. So I quit using soap on my skin. I don't use soap on my skin now at all. Maybe once a month I might, do so. But then I'll show you what I use if I do it. Okay, now back to a baby. All right, there is no reason whatsoever to put soap on a newborn baby's skin. There's not. What are they doing that would call for such a thing? Because in ancient times, what they used to do is they used to salt the baby or assault the baby. And what that means is they would take salt, put it in water, a salt solution, like a saline solution, and they would wash the baby, and then they would rub them down in olive oil. That's what they did with newborns and little bitty babies. They didn't use soap on their skins. And then let's come up a few years. Soap in itself was never made for skin in the first place. It was developed and created as what is called a fuller soap or a laundry soap that they did laundry in. And somewhere down the line in history, when they were working in the coal mines and had all that black soot on them, then someone, they began to use soap on their skin for that. And from then, it just, became a thing. Okay, now, I know a lot of you, okay, let me go back to myself now before I go there. Let's talk about me, because a lot of you already know that I told you before, I don't use soap on my skin. I don't put it on my face. I don't use soap at all on my body, maybe once a month when I do a full scrub. Okay, but what I use it's a oil aloe base wash, a body wash. And in it, I put whatever type of oil I'm going to use. I put the aloe gel in it, and I put baking soda in it, and I use the distilled water to go in it to finish it off. But because, you have to shake it up to use it, because you put the baking soda. Well, what you do is you mix the baking soda and water together, then you put it in. You still have to shake it up to use it, but hey, that's what I prefer, and that's just what I like. Now, there are some who will also do just the aloe wash. The aloe wash with the baking soda, they use that too. There are different ways that people like myself who choose not to use soap on their bodies. Okay, next I'm going to talk about shower and bathing. A lot of people in skin cancer. Now, let me preface this by saying this before I get there. I'm not a medical doctor. I ain't never went to school for nothing medical, okay? I know all this from research, observation, and common sense, okay? You have non-melanated people who suffer from, in certain parts of the world, that suffer from skin cancer because they ain't supposed to be there in the first place. And people here in America and all over the place that suffer from skin cancer, like they say, oh, you've been in the sun too long. You know, that could be part of it. But what I'm going to say it is from, again, people go to the store and they buy all this fancy perfume smelling soap that has an ingredients list this long. Half of that stuff that they put in it is not necessary. Because soap is two things. It's lye and some kind of fat. And the third thing might be an essential oil that you put in there yourself, okay? Other than that, that's all soap is. Now, you go to the store and you buy all this like I said, the ingredients list is this long. Why? Okay, and here's what you do. Another thing. You go to the store, you go out in the sun, you sit in the sun, like say you go to the beach, then you come home and you get in a hot shower for like 20 minutes and you're using this caustic soap all over your body thinking you're doing something when mainly all you're doing is you're destroying your skin. And I'm going to tell you what you're doing. Okay, we have this thing on our skin, which is the biggest organ on our body. It's called flora. We also have flora in our gut. It's gut bacteria. It protects your stomach, okay? Excuse me. Now, the flora on your skin is the same thing. It's to protect your skin. But when you go and you bathe in all this, you know, like again, this soap with the ingredients list like this, and in the hot water, you washing all the flora off your skin. And you have nothing to protect yourself from the sun rays because the flora is gone. Again, I don't use soap and I don't use hot water. When I take a shower in the bath, my water is usually just above lukewarm. Sometimes it's just lukewarm. Something depending on how the weather, it could be cool, you know, because I don't use hot water on my skin either. Because it's not good for you. It's not. I don't care what nobody said. You destroying things that nature or the Most High created to protect you. But no, and another thing too, now I know a lot of you guys can relate to this. When we were growing up, we never took a shower or a bath every single day. Now, we took a shower or a bath once a week or maybe twice a week. Then we washed up every other, the other days. That's why you have a sink in the bathroom. You close up the sink, you put water in there, and you wash yourself up, and you go about your business. I still kind of follow that today because I'm not, right now I ain't married, so I don't need to get in the shower every single day. And I don't do anything that's exerting that causes me to perspire and all that kind of stuff. But still, you can still wash all that off with a wash rag, a washcloth, and go about your business. Okay, now, with all that being said, I know some of you would say, well, my husband is a construction worker, or he's a roofer, or, he does maintenance, and he's down in those sewers. And, okay, I understand that. And some of you know, okay, he needs soap, he needs shampoo. Okay, I can agree with that. But I'm going to show you what you can do for that. I'm going to show you. Okay, now this is for all my melanated people. Okay, now you non-melanated people could probably learn and use, you can use this too because everybody can use this. What I have here is just a half a bar because I already made what I'm going to show you. It's African black soap, okay? Let me take it out the thing so you can see it. A lot of you already know what it looks like. Some of you don't. Don't really have a smell. This is African black soap, okay? This was a pound that I cut in half, okay? And what I did, I took it and I took my trusty tea kettle. I don't know if you can see it. It's on the stove. And I warmed up some water and I chopped this up in chunks. Uh-oh, I moved the table. And I put it in this jar, and I put the water in it, so you can see. And I put the water in it, and then after I put the water in, I just let it sit for a little bit, you know. And the next day, what I did was I poured it in jars, but I put it all back in here so I could show you guys what I did. Okay, now I got this brown these brown bottles here. Let me stand up and show you. I'm gonna pour this in here, and then I just put it in the bottle. And I already put some on my sink, because that's the only place I use soap, is on the sink, you know, for when people go to the bathroom. There is soap in the bathroom. Uh-oh. Now, y'all know I was going to make a mess, right? Oh, that's the suds that came up. All right. All right, let me get a towel to wipe that off. Okay. There, we have that one. What is this? The wrong top? Oh, the wrong top, no wonder. Okay. Here we go. We have that. Now, let me finish putting the rest of this in here. Because you know when you shake up things that have soap in it, it will get foamy. That's what that was. So like I was saying, yeah, I do have this in the bathroom, in the container in the bathroom, on the sink to use as a hand soap when you go to the bathroom. Now, let me move this. Okay, now as I was saying, for those of you who feel as though you need soap, okay, and in here I put a teaspoon of coconut oil. I would have used jojoba oil or argan or maybe some red palm oil, but I didn't have none of that, so I used coconut oil, because those oils are the best to use on melanated skin, you know. So yeah, and those of you who are not melanated, of course, you know coconut oil is good, and so is avocado oil. All right, now I just wanted to come to you guys and show you this and explain to you about the soap and the soap on the baby skin. And but like I said, if you feel as though you need to use soap, this is a good way to do it. If you don't want to take the time to do this, you can always go get Dr. Bronner's liquid soap. They're not a sponsor, I'm just saying, you know. So anyway, if this is the first time you ever watch any of my videos, I'm going to ask you to subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notifications whenever I upload a video. Yeah, also share. Okay, now, African black soap, one of the best things you can use if you liquefy it, okay? Liquefy it. Liquid soap is the better way to go if you feel as though you got to use soap. And I'm not saying all those perfume smelling body washes, again, with ingredients list like this. You want something that has maybe just 3 ingredients. That's it. That's all you need. Okay, you guys. With that, I'm going to say shalom.